Have you ever thought about getting a second cat? A second cat can give you and your first cat a lot of joy and happiness. Respect the cat's feelings, don't rush into the acquaintance, give them time. It may not work out, but if it does, you will certainly be happy that there is more love in your home. There is a perception that cats are loners. However, this is only partially true. Everything depends on the conditions in which the animals live. In nature, cats prefer to settle alone in places where there is a shortage of prey. That way they don't have to share resources. And where food is abundant, cats often form colonies. This is how females help each other to survive, grow, and protect their offspring. Cats have odor tags on their faces. Animals in close relationships rub their muzzle against each other to form a common odor of their family. Cats also have a rich set of so-called reconciliation signals, body language that animals use in communicating with each other to communicate that they are at peace, to reassure a partner, to demonstrate discomfort, or to express sympathy. As much as we love kitties, they cannot replace other people for us. Neither can we replace a cat with a feline. We don't know how to play catch-up and wrestle in the feline way. We don't use social grooming when cats lick each other to express love. We don't use signals of reconciliation, cat language. So it's often important for cats to have their own feline friend in addition to their loved one, especially in the event that you don't have time to socialize with your cat on a regular basis. Therefore, it is wrong to assume that cats are antisocial animals. They need socialization, and the need for it is inherent in nature. They need the opportunity to build deep emotional bonds with both people and their own species. So the question remains, should you get a second cat? Let's delve into the pros and cons. We'll explore this question from all angles, considering the benefits and the potential challenges. We'll also offer some tips on how to introduce a new cat if you decide to expand your feline family. But remember, every cat is unique, and what works for one may not work for another. The easiest cats to befriend are small kittens that have grown up together since childhood. This way, they will see each other as relatives and are almost guaranteed to become friends. If you take an animal to pair with an adult cat, it is necessary to focus on the character of your pet. Animals with different temperaments will have a hard time making friends. For example, a phlegmatic cat is unlikely to suit a hyperactive housemate. It's just like people. It is not recommended to add new animals to the majority of old people who have lived alone all their lives. Older cats, due to health and nervous system problems, may have a very hard time accepting a second animal in the house. It will be easy to make friends with a new cat for a young and socialized animal, having a positive experience with other cats, intellectual exercise, and walks. If the cat's life has previously been limited to the sofa and a bowl, the arrival of a second animal can be very stressful for it. Also, having a new friend early on will be extremely distressing for cats. In this case, you should first conduct anti-stress therapy and lower the level of cortisol. Otherwise, your pet won't have enough resources to accept a new tenant. Try bringing things that smell like another cat into the house, a friend's pet bed or a piece of fur. Observe your cat's reaction. If it reacts calmly and with interest, it has a good chance of accepting the new cat. If she starts hissing, vocalizing, her fur stands up, it is definitely not worth it to add a second animal. Now let's consider the potential downsides of bringing a new cat into your home. Firstly, conflicts between cats can be a real issue. Cats are territorial creatures, and introducing a new cat can disrupt the balance in your home. This can lead to fights, marking territory, and even stress-induced health issues. Speaking of stress, it's worth noting that adjusting to a new animal in the house can be a source of anxiety for your first cat. Remember, cats are creatures of habit and they thrive on routine. A new cat can mean new sounds, smells, and behaviors that your first cat has to get used to. This change can be quite overwhelming, especially if your first cat has been the only pet in the house for a while. Then there's the matter of age and health. Older cats, or those with health issues, may find it particularly challenging to accept a new feline friend. They may not have the energy to engage in playful activities or tolerate the antics of a younger, more energetic cat. Similarly, a cat with health issues may find the added stress of a new cat exacerbating their condition. Also, bear in mind, every cat has a unique personality. Just as people have different temperaments, so do cats. A laid-back cat might not appreciate the company of a hyperactive kitten. On the other hand, two dominant cats might find themselves constantly at odds, trying to assert control over the same territory. Lastly, there's the aspect of resources. Cats can become possessive over their toys, beds, and even their favorite human. The introduction of a second cat means these resources are now shared, which could lead to tension between your pets. It's essential to consider these factors before making a decision. Let's explore how to make this transition easier if you decide to proceed. Remember, with patience, understanding, and the right approach, it's possible to foster a peaceful coexistence or even a deep bond between your cats. If you've weighed up the pros and cons and decided to welcome a second cat, here's how you can make the process smoother. First and foremost, it's essential to have your new cat examined by a vet. It's not just about vaccinations and general health checkups. It's also about getting a blood test done to ensure there are no hidden infections that could potentially harm your existing pet. It's better to be safe than sorry. Now, once you bring your new feline friend home, you might be tempted to just let them loose to explore their new surroundings. But remember, cats are territorial animals. They need time to adjust to new environments and new companions. So, it's best to keep your new cat in a separate room for about a week or two. This might seem harsh, but it's for the best. During this period, your cats won't be able to see each other, but they will get used to the sounds outside the door. They'll gradually accept the fact that there's a stranger on their territory. While your new cat is getting comfortable in their separate room, here's a little trick you can use to ease the introduction process. Try swapping the places of your cat's items every day. This could be their beds, scratching posts, or toys. The idea here is to get them accustomed to each other's scent. This is a subtle way of introducing them to each other without any direct confrontation. Remember, most conflicts between cats that have lived together for a long time arise due to a lack of resources. Just as siblings might fight over a single favorite toy, cats can clash if they feel they have to share their belongings. So ensure that there are enough resources for both your cats. This could be as simple as having separate food bowls, litter boxes, and even separate play areas. As you can see, introducing a second cat to your home is not a process that can be rushed. It requires patience, understanding, and a lot of love. But the rewards can be truly wonderful. You'll have the joy of seeing your cats play together, groom each other, and maybe even curl up together for a nap. Remember, patience is key during this process. After a week, the cats can be shown to each other. Do not hold them in each other's arms. This is an anxious moment for both animals, and the cats need to feel in full control of their own bodies. Put a net in the doorway. You can use a mosquito net from a window or a baby fence door. This way the cats will be able to see each other, but will not have the opportunity to hurt each other. It is important that the height of the net is such that no cat can jump over it. You can place shelters next to the net on both sides, pots with flowers, boxes, tunnels, to make the animals feel safer. Put out their favorite treats. Call the cats to see each other at a long distance, more than 3 meters apart. It's okay if the cats don't come in close and will just stare at each other. It is also normal if they will hiss or purr. This is how animals mark their boundaries. For at least a week, show the cats to each other. The introduction sessions should not be long. 10 minutes per approach is enough. You can do about 3 sessions per day with a break of a few hours. Once the cats are more relaxed about each other's presence, the introductions can be done without the net. Place one cat higher up so that they can't chase each other. Ideally, use a cat complex, but if you don't have one, the back of a sofa will do. Put the other cat on the floor. Distract the cats with pleasant things. It is important to create positive associations with each other. When the second cat comes along, something good is happening. Talk to the animals gently, pet them, play with them, give them treats. Ideally, implement the process so that 2 people are involved and each person is occupied with one of the cats. Familiarization sessions on the same territory should also not last long. One of the cats may get tired of the accumulated tension and react aggressively. Under no circumstances should fights and chases be allowed. Just as it would be difficult for us to make friends with a person who suddenly punched us on the street, a cat will remember the offender for a long time. Fighting creates extremely negative associations in animals and negates all progress. If you notice that one of the cats has started to hunt the second cat or show aggression, growling, screaming, pinning ears, falling to the ground, immediately separate the animals. But to take on hands in this case is also impossible. The cat can tear you. It is best to use a sheet of cardboard, put it between the animals to break eye contact, and gently shift them one of the cats to the exit. Once the cats start to react more calmly to each other, you can start to increase the length of the introduction sessions. Until the cats are guaranteed to become friends, do not leave them alone together without your supervision. Cats that are not in a close relationship don't like to eat near each other, let alone from the same bowl. That's why it's best to separate the feeding areas. There is also a golden rule of litter boxes. There should be one more in the house than cats, so that the animals always had a choice where to go to the toilet. And they should be in different places. Create more places for sleeping and observation. Put more beds, mats, boxes, shelves. Create barriers in places that cannot be purchased. Put a pot in the middle of your favorite windowsill to visually divide it into two parts. In the middle of the bed, lay a path of pillows or rolled blanket. And of course, give both cats the same amount of attention. So, is a second cat right for you and your current feline companion? Remember, it's not about replacing one cat with another, but about offering companionship, an opportunity for socialization, and a new dynamic in your home. A second cat can bring an added layer of joy and happiness, not only for you but also for your first cat. However, it's essential to respect their feelings and give them time to adjust, as every cat is unique. It's important to be patient and understanding, knowing that it might take time for them to accept change.